G'day guys, Jason Belmonte here, and I am extremely excited to announce the biggest prize, the biggest giveaway that I've ever done in my entire life, and I'm calling it the Belmo Experience. Now, what is the Belmo Experience? Well, I will fly from my hometown all the way to your hometown to bowl with you and 3 of your best mates for an afternoon session on the lanes. Now, if you would like a chance to win the Belmo Experience, there are a few things that you're going to have to do, and I've listed them below. So make sure you follow them step by step to give yourself the best possible chance at winning. Hint, hint, if you own a Storm Pro Motion bowling ball, it might be a big benefit in this campaign. I'd like to thank my friends at Storm Bowling for allowing me this opportunity to make this happen. And on January 1st, 2020, I will announce the winner of the Belmo Experience. That's right, I'm kicking the new year off with a huge bang. Now, I also have a bunch of other prizes that I'm giving away as a part of the Belmo Experience, so get those entries in right now, and I could be bowling with you and your mates in the new year in your bowling center. I can't wait to be there. So, good luck to everyone. Peace.
Well, hello, this is Tim Flanagan, the video guy, and welcome to the program today. I'm honored to have the current Player of the Year, PBA Player of the Year, Jason Belmonte, to join us. Jason, you're on the air. Thanks for joining us tonight. So we have a special guest with us tonight, too. Well, Jason, tell us about the Jason Belmo experience that your promo that you got going.
Doing a bunch of giveaways and contests, and I really wanted to do something big and grand for the end of 2019. It's been such a great year on the lanes for me, and my fans have had such a huge part of that. So I wanted the ability to do something nice in return. So I created the idea of the Belmo Experience, which is basically allowing fans an opportunity to go into a raffle where the grand prize is I'll come to your bowling center and spend a couple of hours with you and 3 of your best mates that you want to invite along, and just hit the lanes or go to lunch or do pretty much whatever the winner wants to do for a couple of hours. And I have a website. All my social media obviously has links towards this. I'm assuming you're also going to add that link somewhere for your viewers to check it out. But you can follow the prompts. And for this particular experience, it's only for American residents, US residents. Unfortunately, the world is a very complicated place where every government and country has different laws and regulations regarding prizes and raffles like this. And it was impossible to blanket the entire world with just one set of rules. So we decided we will focus on the US this time. And if it's a success, we might take the Belmo Experience, internationally, and do one here in Oz and do one in Europe and one in Asia and things like that. But a bunch of other prizes that you can win, not just, a Belmo Experience, but, there's gift cards to my website where you can purchase merchandise and stuff like that. And then to enter it, just follow the prompts, do as it says, and you get a bunch of different ways to get entries. There's a maximum of 500 entries per person, and you can do that by following the list of guidelines. And if you do them all, you get 500 entries, and then we'll do a drawing on the 2nd of January, and we'll find out where I'm going.
Yeah, I put all your social media links up, including the one to the Belmo Experience, that people can click on and get all the rules and regulations and everything about the experience of getting Belmo to come bowl with. Might be a great promo and an awesome experience. Tell me about when you heard that you were the Player of the Year for a 5th time. What went through your mind?
Yeah, sense of pride and accomplishment. It is not an easy feat to do. I take nothing for granted. So I had my children and my wife were sitting with me on the couch, and we were watching Flo bowling, and we were getting ready for school because the time zone was a little bit different. So we were just waking up, getting ready to take on the next day, and everyone was kind of getting ready, having our brekkie, and then the Player of the Year award was beginning to be announced, and we all kind of rushed to the couch to the TV to see what they were going to say, and then we heard my name, and we all jumped for joy. And it was it's a really special moment to be able to have the ones that you sacrifice the most for to do what you want sitting with you when you win an award or an accolade like this. It was a really special moment.
Um, I often refer to you when I'm talking about Jason Belmonte as an innovator and a man who has changed the game, just like Mark Worth did when he first came onto the tour as the cranker. And there's so many young people who have copied your style, the two-handed style. Do you feel like you're an innovator and that you've actually changed the game of PBA bowling or bowling in general?
Well, if I did, it wasn't intentional. I never had a realization that like, oh, this is a different way to bowl. Everyone should try this way. It was just my natural way of bowling. And as I was getting older and getting better and having a little bit more success, usually when things are working for an individual, there are others that look to it and say, right, maybe I can, maybe either replicate it or take parts of that and integrate it into their lives, into their games. And it's been a very successful 10 years. So I think the more success that I have and other two-handers have, the more it's more than likely going to encourage a group of new generation players to at least try it, maybe even some older generation players to try it. But I by no means, and I'll make this very clear, by no means do I think it's the right way to bowl, the correct way to bowl. I think it's just another way to bowl. And if it works for you, right, then awesome. As long as you're happy and you're bowling strikes, I don't really mind, which style you have.
The 2020 season for the PBA is getting ready to start, coming up real soon. And with the purchase of Bolero of the PBA, there's a whole lot more money involved in the coming up season. What's your feelings about Bolero and the purchase of the PBA?
Yeah, look, I mean, money's always great, but money does not solve long-term issues. We had a group that purchased the PBA. The Microsoft group purchased the PBA. They spent tens of millions of dollars into the PBA. They had money, and we didn't see the growth that we were hoping to back then. That was just before my time out there. So I don't really know a whole lot of that story. More just conversation in the locker room and talking to the guys that were in that era. But with Bolero, yes, it's wonderful. They're pouring more money into the tour. That's a short-term Band-Aid. I think what I'm most excited about is, they're not afraid to take a risk. This is a very creative and forward-thinking industry. And for the most part, I think they've ruffled a lot of feathers along the way because of their very cavalier ideas that they have. And a lot of traditionalists and older proprietors who have seen things and done things, their way for a really long time. It's quite unsettling to see this, quite big, brash new company come in and just swing for the fences on some pretty crazy ideas. But I think that's what we need in the sport of bowling. For 60 years, we've been trying to do things relatively similar. We veer off the path a little bit to try something, but then we do get back onto it. And, it hasn't worked, especially in the last 10 to 15 years. So it's time to start, really jumping off that track and going off-road a little bit. And let's see what kind of adventure we can find out there. And I feel very confident and positive that we will find something different. I don't know what it will be, but it will just be different to what we have seen, recently.
Right. Well, Jason, I know you got to go. You got an event with your son, and I really, really appreciate taking the time to talk to me all the way from Australia, which is so cool with this new program, with this video chat. Best of luck to you in the new year. Merry Christmas to your family, and again, thank you for joining us.
No, absolutely, no worries at all, and appreciate your time and allowing me to, share the Belmo experience on to your audience and to talk about the award. It's very appreciative. Like you said, Merry Christmas. Say hi to Santa for me when he gets to you. He'll come to us first. Being the time zone, we'll get him first, and he'll be sweaty because it's summertime here and it's bloody hot, and he's got that big old suit on. So I'm sure he won't want to stick around here too long. You want to get to the US where it's a little colder for him.
All right. Jason, have a great night. Thanks again for joining us.
Cheers. Peace.
Bye-bye.